Hello, hello. I'm Miswa Subhi, and today we will explore the different layers of the Earth. As you know, the outside part of the Earth is made of rocks and water, but have you ever wondered what's below this external structure? Well, below the Earth's surface, we find the internal structure, which is made up of four different layers. Today, we will identify and describe each of these layers in detail. Here you can see the four main layers of the internal structure, which are crust, mantle, outer core, and inner core. Let's start with the crust. The crust is considered as the skin of the earth. It is the outermost layer and also it is the thinnest layer. The crust where we live is made of solid rocks, so its state of matter is solid. Now take a look at this picture. Here you can see the crust under the ocean and the crust below the land. Did you observe anything about the crust below the ocean and the crust below the land? Great job. Yes, you are right. The crust below the ocean is thinner than the crust below the land. So here we can say the oceanic crust is thinner than the continental crust. Here I will write oceanic crust, which is thin, and here continental crust, which is thick. Now let's talk about the second layer, which is the mantle. As you can see here, the mantle is the middle layer of the four layers. Also, it is the thickest layer of the four layers. This magma contains a liquid material which floats in it, which is called magma. So what is magma? Magma is a liquid rock. Or you can say a melted or molten rock. Now let's talk about the last layer, which is the core. As you can see here, the core is divided into outer core and inner core. Both of them are made of metals, mainly iron and nickel. But what about the difference between the outer core and the inner core? Here you can see the differences between the outer core and the inner core. The outer core surrounds the inner core, and inner core is at the center of the earth. Both of them are made of metals, mainly iron and nickel, but the outer core is made of liquid iron and nickel, and the inner core is made of solid iron and nickel. Now take a look at the temperature of both of them. You can see that the inner core has very high temperature. So the inner core is the hottest layer. So here we will write hottest layer. As you go closer to the center of the earth, the temperature increases. So as you go inside the earth, the temperature increases. So which layer of the four layers is the hottest layer? The inner core. Yeah, you are right. What about the role of each core? Outer core generates Earth's magnetic field, and inner core helps maintain Earth's structure. The inner core is solid because of very high pressure in it. So, because of pressure, the inner core is solid. Now let's recap what we said by answer these questions. Choose the correct alternatives to complete the following sentences. The internal or external structure of the earth describes what below the surface. We said the internal or external structure describes what below the surface. Yeah. What describes what's below the surface? It is the internal structure. So here we will choose and circle internal. The Earth's crust is thinner, thicker below the oceans than below the land. We said the oceanic crust is thinner than the continental crust. So, the crust below the ocean is thinner than the crust below the land. The outer core of the Earth is, yes, it's right, liquid. The core consists of, we said the core consists of metals, mainly iron and nickel. The mantle consists of lava or magma. We said the mantle consists of a liquid material which is called magma. The Earth's crust is the thickest or thinnest layer of the Earth. We said the crust is the skin of the Earth, so it is the thinnest layer. The temperature increases as you get closer to the center of the Earth. We said as you get closer to the center of the Earth, the temperature increases. The core mantle is the thickest layer of the Earth. We said the mantle is the thickest layer of the four layers. But here he didn't write inner core or outer core. He combines the two cores together. So actually here we will choose the core, because here the core consists of two layers, outer core and inner core. And the thickness of the core is bigger than the thickness of the mantle. But the mantle, it is the biggest and the thinnest layer of the four layers. The inner core of the Earth is, we said the inner core is solid because of the pressure. Magma is a solid or liquid material. We said magma is a liquid material. You are right. Now we finished. See ya!